Hey, that new tune is ready.
I'm like, once you get the power and stuff and the clean, how clean it runs.
I had to call my tuner. It's like one of those moments. I was so proud. I had to call Jeff. Let's go!
He ain't playing fair, y'all. He ain't playing fair.
What is happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Today I am introducing you to the tune that I am now running on my A90 Supra. This is after a long road of dealing with OTS maps and tunes that just weren't quite suitable for this car. We now have a couple of tunes, a couple of different maps that we are running on this car. We're really right in the middle of the actual tuning process, but I figured I might as well start recording this video and let you guys in on who's tuning it and exactly what we are doing. So the person that I am tuning my Supra with is Jeff Payn. Payn Performance is who is tuning the Supra right now, and let me just tell you, because I've already gotten started on this process, it is like an entirely new car. You really don't realize how bad your current tune is until you get a good tune and you drive the car and you realize I've been doing it wrong for so long. Everything from the way that the car drives, the power delivery, even the sound. The car sounds different, it just sounds healthier. Now, if you guys saw another video that I made talking about tunes and how to pick your tuner, and to make sure that you do your research before picking your tuner, that is also something that I want to bring back up and touch on. It's very important that you pick a tune and or tuner that aligns with your desires and goals out of your car. When it comes to my current situation, what's important to me is to have a really good daily driving car that drives well on the street and makes good power. I'm not trying to have a car that only produces numbers on a dyno so I can take screenshots and throw them up on Instagram, but then I can't really drive the car on the street. I live in the real world. I daily drive this car. It is my only car. I want to have a good performing vehicle on all levels. If I have to sacrifice a little bit of power so I can have a better daily driving vehicle, I am going to do that, because the truth of the matter is this car already makes a ton of power. So I just want to put that out there. It's very important that you guys make sure when you are picking your tune or your tuners that they align with your goals and really what you're looking to get out of the car. Do your research, see who's out there, and just see which tuners specifically focus on the goals that you are looking for out of the car. Now, the reason that I have gone with Jeff Payn is because simply I did my research. When it comes to taking advice from people, I like to do it from the ones that I know personally that have worked on this car and own this car. And also, I know this is gonna sound a little weird, but people who more align with my lifestyle. I don't really have that much in common with a kid who just wants like a super fast street racing car, but doesn't want like a daily driving car to get your daily responsibilities done. What I'm trying to say is takeovers are trash. No, but they really are. So anyways, we are currently working on the 93 octane pump gas tune. We are just wrapping it up. I think we're on our final revision. We did, I believe, 4 revisions on this tune. Even the first map he sent me was really, really good. Like, it was mind-blowing, miles apart from the OTS tunes that I've been running. A little bit of background on the tunes that I have been running. So we are tuning via boot mode. A lot of people thought that Jeff Payn could only tune via EcuTech. Well, that is not the case. Jeff Payn can also tune via boot mode. So if you're someone like me that has boot mode on your car already, has been running the OTS maps, or maybe you were running with a different tuner and you're just not happy, I highly recommend going with someone like Jeff Payn. So we are just wrapping up that 93 pump gas tune. It feels absolutely incredible. And next we are working on my E50 tune. So originally I thought that I would do an E30 tune, but it turns out that we can do an E50 tune on this car, so that is exactly what we are going to do. I do have another log that Jeff wants me to do on the 93 pump gas tune, and I'm gonna bring you guys along for the ride with that log. Give you like just the basics on logging and how that really works if you aren't familiar with that process. If you guys are interested in having your Supras or your B58s or your car tuned by Jeff Payn, I will leave the information down in the description on how to do so. You will have to make sure that you have a boot mode license as well as the custom tune package from Jeff Payn. And I'm telling you guys right now, the difference is absolutely incredible. I honestly didn't expect it to be that big of a difference when I first flashed in the map he sent me, the base map, and it was night and day. I couldn't believe it. But now I'm happy to announce that we are finally tuned by Jeff Payne. We're gonna go ahead and finish up this 93 octane map this morning, and then we're gonna jump into some E50 data logging. So as I was saying, I do have the methanol injection by AEM. I had the AMS carbon fiber cold air intake. I do have the Valvetronic catless downpipe, the full Valvetronic exhaust system. I have the FTP charge pipe, and that is it. That is all we have in terms of modifications for performance on this car. And now we are pushing that Payne performance custom tune. So Jeff sent me an update to the 93 octane map last night. Let's go ahead and flash it in. We're gonna go for a little data log. It is a new day, and we are at the end of our data logging and revision process with Mr. Jeff Payne. And yeah, man, it's been awesome. This car is driving so good, you guys. My number one priority was, how does the car feel like when I'm daily driving it? You know, I'm not trying to make this like a dyno monster. I just want to have a really good, like, clean driving car that makes decent power. And in the past with the OTS maps, I really couldn't accomplish that. It was either a fast car that felt horrible to drive on the streets, or it was a slow car that felt okay to drive on the streets. But none of them were in the middle. I didn't have like a fast car that I could drive that was comfortable. So that is really what we have achieved here today, working with Jeff Payne. Now he's able to go into these tables in boot mode and really fine tune them to make sure that this car drives how it should. And you'd be surprised, even the stock tune on these A90, A91 Supras, they're extremely jumpy. The throttle response is like all over the place. There's a lot of like throttle closing issues with these cars. It really does take a good quality tune to get you where you want to be with these cars, especially if you're headed in the direction that I'm headed in, with full bolt-ons and eventually an upgraded turbo, now running meth. You definitely want to have a solid custom tune. That is really what's going to allow you to enjoy your car to its full potential. With that being said, this one is flashed. I think we're going to do one last data log. So this time I'm just going to bring you along for the ride with me. All right, let's get rolling. You have to have the car in VSC completely off mode when doing this. You're going to want to be in manual mode. And then we've been doing fourth gear pulls, 2,500 RPMs all the way up to redline. So as soon as I get to redline, I just shift to fifth and then stop. And that's enough information for him to really go in and fine tune what's happening in the logs with the tune. And Jeff has been really responsive. He's been getting back to me the same day. So you guys have seen me make logging, data logging videos before. It's very easy. Like I said, I like to use the auto log feature in boot mode under dashboard, because that way you can leave it on in auto log, and then anytime that you smash the gas, it starts recording your log for you. So you don't need to go in there and like individually record certain segments before you log. You can do that if you want to. You just double tap the screen and it'll start recording for you. Double tap again to end the recording. As soon as you start really customizing your car, you know, with the meth kit and certain modifications, not all modifications are the same. So every car is going to respond a little bit differently. And that's why it's really important to have a custom tune that is designed specifically for your car the way that it's set up. If you really want to be able to take advantage of your car's modifications and the way that it drives and enjoy that car on like a daily driving basis, you're going to want a custom tune. You know, I see a lot of guys online that are talking about, oh, we made really big horsepower numbers. It's like, that's cool and all, but like, how does it drive on the street? Because practicality has to come into play at some point. Now, as you guys know, I do daily drive this car. It is my only car, so it's very important for me to have this car respond well during daily driven circumstances. Now let's talk about the performance side of things. This car has never responded better to a tune before. Hands down, no matter what I've had on it, this is the best and fastest that this car has personally felt to date. And now I have the option to go very fast and have a nice daily driving vehicle. So it's the best of both worlds, and that is exactly what I wanted out of this tune, and that is exactly what I got. So we're just gonna get up to fourth gear. I'm in fourth right now. About to hit 2,500, and then I'm stopping it. back home with the Bupra, with the fresh tune. I'm loving it. Can't wait to get that E50 in there. And then of course, we will hook up the meth tunes as well. But I just wanted to give you guys my overall like genuine reaction and review of this tune and the tuning process, and it is amazing. It is really good. I've gotten a lot of tunes done on different cars before. This by far, in my opinion, has been the best one and like the best experience in general. I also think that a lot of that has to do with the car itself, because this B58 is just so capable of making really good power and kind of handling all of these different kind of driving scenarios, whether it be daily driving or driving really fast, spirited driving, whatever that might be. I feel like this car just handles that so well. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to want dyno numbers. You're gonna want to know that part of this whole tuning experience, and we are going to do that. What is happening, guys? We are back at CES Motorsport. It is time to actually dyno the car with the new tunes. In this video, you're gonna see two dyno sessions. We are doing the 93 pump gas tune. We're gonna dyno that one, and then we're gonna go ahead and dyno the E50 tune that we have made with Jeff Payne. So we'll have two different dyno sessions, 93 pump, E50, and then there's gonna be an entirely separate video talking about meth. We don't quite have the 93 pump map with meth tune finished yet, so we're still working on that, but I wanted to put out this video for you guys and show you the numbers with just straight 93 pump, and then going over to the E50 tune map. Getting everything locked and loaded. I've found that having the two tunes, 93 for the weekdays and then having the E50 blend tune, those are honestly the only two tunes you really need. Because like during the week, I just run that 93, and then on the weekends when I'm out with the boys, I usually put on that E50 tune. And the E50 tune is just a monster. It's just like an entirely different car. The car runs a lot cleaner on E50 as well. So while I do have the meth in the car, it is currently spraying very, very minimal. Like if you look at the AEM controller that I have, the dials are turned all the way to the right. So it is probably spraying a tiny bit, but if anything, it's just helping to keep those IATs down. Maybe not necessarily adding any power, but it will help keep the car's IATs a little bit cooler, a little more consistent, which is only gonna help us in the long run. So I will obviously have the 93 pump with meth tune figured out here soon, but really the two that I'm gonna use the most are the 93 pump and the E50. And look at how clean that graph is. She is nice, man. This is exactly what I was talking about before, earlier in the video. As you guys can see, now with the top, the green is the Payne tune. So we have 439, basically 440 wheel and 505 torque. And then the OTS stage 2 on the exact same pump is 441 at 492. Now mind you, with that pump, I could not drive the car. So it was making decent power. I couldn't drive the car on this stage 2 OTS, the blue line tune, because it drove so poorly. So what Payne was able to do was make me a tune with relatively the same amount of power, a little more torque, and I can drive it. Look at how clean the graph is compared to the blue. The blue is all over the place, whereas the green is super consistent and clean all the way through. And that's exactly what I wanted out of this tune. So this is the first run, putting us at 439.51, 505.31. We're gonna go ahead and give it another spin and kind of see where we're at, but just for the first preliminary run, this is basically what we were both expecting. So let's go ahead, run number 2, 93 octane, and we'll see where we're at. Bada bing. We're right there. So those numbers are not going to change. They're pretty consistent.
That's what you want to see.
Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted to see. It's, I mean, these, you're not going to get a more consistent run. So those are the pump numbers, and we were just discussing it, you know, for 90% of the people, those pump gas tune numbers are going to be perfect. That's really all they're going to need. But you know, if you just want to do like a really good setup on these cars, all you got to do is downpipe an E50 tune. I mean, that's it. Get a solid tune by whomever you want to tune with and run E50 with a catless downpipe, and you are going to make really good power in this car. And I'm about to show you that power. So if you are trying to find an easy way to figure out how much gas is in your Supra, you can actually download the connected app and it will tell you right there your fuel level. So for people like me, when you're running a 1-to-1 ratio with E50, that's an easy way for me to figure it out. I have 6 gallons of 93 in the tank. It's a 1-to-1 ratio for the Ignite gas to give us E50. I just put in 6 gallons of the Ignite and I have an E50 blend tune. First run, see what we're looking at here. Got 483 and 570 torque, so pretty solid. We're gonna give it another shot here. As far as the graph is concerned, it's really clean. We like the numbers, so we'll give it one more and we'll see where we end up. So the two pulls that we have, 483, 487, 570, 569, super consistent runs, very, very healthy increase in power and torque over the 93 pump tune. So when I'm actually out like on the weekends, this is the tune, this is the map that I'm running. The video that you guys saw where I raced the M4 and the E550 and beat them, this was the exact tune and the exact setup on E50 that I was running. All right guys, so we just wrapped up the dyno sessions. You saw all the data, super good numbers. So that is what we are currently running with the 93 pump gas tune and then the E50 tune. I like these two maps because I daily drive that 93 tune and it's really clean and easy to drive. And then on the weekends, I throw in the E50 tune and then I kind of have a little more fun with the car. But the entire process of tuning with Payne was great. I'm gonna leave all of the information if you want to buy the custom tune for your car with Payne. I'm gonna leave all that information down below. You will need a boot mode license, so just keep that in mind as well. Huge thank you to CS Motorsport for helping us out with the dyno day. If you guys need performance tuning dyno here in Charlotte, North Carolina, hit them up. I'll leave their information down below as well. And then in the future, we will have a full pump gas with meth tune dyno day and video. Basically, there's a lot of things to be discussed with methanol injection when tuning the car for it, what it really does, what the point of using it is, how fast you go through meth, is it something that you can easily use? So we're gonna make an entire video on methanol and kind of talk about that, go a little more into depth. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.